so far with Tyler Harrell?
Very fast. Tyler Harrell has come here with 8 months to invest into his career, and his first month and a half, he's done an excellent job really developing, catching the football, running routes, understanding that he's really fast and he doesn't have to run really fast all the time. Learn how to control his speed and give himself a chance to be really effective, not only in the deep balls, but the intermediate and short game.
What does Shamar Kirk do well?
Shamar Kirk is a yak guy. He is a guy that once he gets the ball in his hands, he's a running back. He has really good quickness. He has really good vision. And he doesn't lack confidence one bit. Believes in himself, has worked really hard to get himself to where he is now, and really excited about his future.
There's a lot of freshman receivers out here, very talented guys from Ray to Robbie. Did any of those guys remind you of anyone that ever played out here, or any NFL guys?
I would say I wasn't here when Santana first got here, but just thinking back on the things that they said about him, being a track guy, only having 6 or 8 catches his senior year, Ray kind of reminds me of Santana from a standpoint of he's really fast and really explosive. I don't think he's really had a chance to develop as a wide receiver, more of an athlete. And I think from spring to now, or since January to now, he's done a really good job transforming himself into a wide receiver instead of an athlete, catching the ball more consistently, catching the difficult balls, and using his hands more than his body, because what happens when you catch the ball with your body leaves the ground, and now you have to wait for yourself to get back down to make moves where he can pluck the ball out of the air and he can still make moves with his feet still on the ground. So expect a lot of good things from him this year.
So yeah, getting ready for your first fall coaching here. What are you looking forward to the most?
I am really looking forward to the meeting. I just can't wait. Everything's about building a culture, and that starts with the mindset. And so when you have a chance to set the tone from just that perspective alone, when they get to practice, then that'll take care of itself. But the mindset and trying to get them to start thinking like champions, start living like champions, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. Mm-hmm. And so once they start to tap into that thought process, everything else will take care of itself.
Mm-hmm. And kind of having been here in the spring, kind of taking stock of everything that, everyone's performance in the spring and through summer workouts, who's maybe been the guy who stood out the most on the outside to you?
To be honest with you, they've all had their moments. Mm-hmm. We could go down the list as an individual, but everybody has taken leaps and bounds of steps moving forward to develop. The objective is, how do I turn my weaknesses into my strengths, and how I make my strengths more stronger. Mm-hmm. And so this is the thought process on a day-to-day basis, and all summer they've been doing a really good job attacking that, trying to master their craft. Mm-hmm. And once they can master their craft, they don't have to think as much. They can just go out there and play and have fun.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like you guys have a pretty loaded group for the slot between X and Ray and Robbie. What are their biggest strengths? What do you like the most from each of them in that spot?
Well, I think they're all playmakers. They want to make plays, and when given opportunities, they execute and make plays. So I think the opportunity to go out there and do it on the stage as such, I think that's the eagerness of them on a day-to-day basis. So they don't look at it as competition. They look at it as opportunity. So if I take advantage of my opportunity, then that'll demand more opportunity to come. But if I don't, then that takes opportunity away, and that's not what they want. So every day is that type of competition.
Coach, I was curious how Frank's doing, just kind of his progress and kind of what you saw from him, and he's trying to put together a big year, I'm sure.
Frank has had an unbelievable summer. When I got here, he was coming off of an injury, was kind of a big body guy. And now, seeing him now, he's thinned out, he looks quicker, he looks leaner, he looks more explosive and dynamic. And I think that's the Frank that everybody has wanted him to be or looking forward to him to being since he's gotten here. And I think I'm excited to see how that all unfolds.
Are there things you're talking to him about in particular with him to essentially get the most out of him? Like you said, what everyone kind of thinks of him or thought of, just are there conversations you've had with him in particular?
Absolutely. I think when it comes to development and growth, you have to have those conversations. Sometimes they're not as good as they want them to be, but in the end, they realize, man, I really appreciate you, Coach, for keeping it real with me, because I never saw it like that. But now that you brought that to my attention, I need to take advantage of it now. And when they do take advantage of it, they do develop in those areas, and they look back and say, wow, I can feel the difference. Now that gets confidence, and now they just look waiting on the opportunity next.
What are the biggest things you'll be looking forward to in fall camp to essentially for guys to earn roles, larger roles for season? What are keys for you as you watch fall camp?
To be honest with you, a lot of times people make it about making plays. I have this thing called body on the body. And body on the body means at the end of the whistle, my body needs to be on the defender's body. And that shows whether I'm getting the ball or I don't have the ball, you have your guy in control, so that when the guy that has the ball has a chance to make a play. And so, to be honest with you, I would say being consistent. Consistency is the key for us, because on third and more than or two or three, more than likely we're gonna throw the ball. And if we're gonna win games, it's gonna come down to us making plays on third down. And so I think more than anything, it's just a matter of consistency, play in and play out. I have their best interests at heart, and whatever I say is exactly what it's gonna be. And I think that's what's allowed them to come out here this summer and have such a productive off season, because they know that it's going to all come down to their production, what they do on a day-to-day basis. And once they do it 1 day and 2 days and 3 days, now that has to turn into a week, that has to turn into a month, that has to turn into a season. So that's the big picture of it all. I expect the world out of them all, but Tyler is a very fast human being, really expecting great things out of him to, deep balls, and now learning how to run intermediate routes and things of that nature. He can make his game complete. And Shamar Kirk is a playmaker waiting to be shown to the world. He's a play waiting to happen. And once he gets the ball in his hands, he's a running back. Yeah. He has great vision, great body control and balance. So when those guys are given opportunity in practice, they're going to be expected to show to earn playing time.
Yeah. And as far as where they line up, are they the kind of guys who can be inside and out, or how do you sort of envision?
They are. I think they are. I think they both have the ability to do that. And again, their play in practice is going to dictate where it's going to end up. No doubt.
Good talking to you.
No doubt.
Just philosophy-wise, I don't think I've asked you, but ideally for you, rotation-wise, going into games, is there a number that you think you'd like to play, a belief that you have as a coach?
I don't make up anything. They make it up by their execution and their results that they have in practice. I think that'll be the dictator more than anything. My challenge to them at the end of spring was, we don't have a Batman. We got a bunch of Robins in here. And so if you want to be Batman, every day you're going to have opportunity. So when those reps come in the game, everybody in here clearly knows why and why not. So there's nothing to complain about.